Pessoal, a gente vai estar acompanhando a Winners Final da Auto Championship Yus versus Wes. Wes com seu clássico Tesca. E cara, Yus trazendo Priya, trazendo Chakram consistentemente desde o último campeonato. Que eu não sei se vocês assistiram, né? O Sabraldo, na qual ele tava jogando de Sidra. Ele não tava funcionando, né? Funcionou até um certo tempo, mas depois que não funcionou mais, ele trouxe Priya. E rapaz, olha, tá fazendo um estrago legal, viu? Enfim, pessoal, se vocês quiserem acompanhar mais campeonatos, é só se inscrever aqui no canal. Ou tenha trazido aí todos os dias, né, campeonatos pra vocês assistirem, comentando aí e dando algumas observações quando necessário. Enfim, se quiser receber uma análise de replay minha em forma de uma aula e tal, né, é só você se tornar membro a partir de R$ 7,99, rapaz. Vai estar me ajudando pra caramba. Se você quiser ajudar com menos, a partir de R$ 2,99. Uma pichincha já ajuda pra caramba também. E olha só, o menino Yuzo vai perdendo o primeiro estoque já. Mas vamos continuar aqui pra ver se ele vai conseguir se recuperar. E o Wesley vai continuar na dominância dessa partida. Bora lá.
A lot more time on that weapon. Playing Jae-Yun, playing Alucard. Now on the Priya, I'm not too surprised by. Oh my god, what a read.
What a mix, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Split it up. There we
Chakram's
go.
online. All right, we splitting it. And we see, yeah, a lot of like just verticality, especially with the split chakrams, and especially pre-nerf, right? That was kind of problematic to a lot of the player base. It was like, oh, you can get your KOs so early with one burn dodge read, just like every other weapon in the game. But we see it a little bit less potently, like you had mentioned before. So let's see what Yus does specifically on edge guards is where I'm curious for split chakrams, because this was a big thing Taza was bringing up, where he was like, just fuse them if you're gonna go for something like that.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna go for single hits especially, I mean, may as well get the most bang for your buck. And of course, that sidelight is gonna convert into that guaranteed neutral light that we just saw from Yus there. And Yus, I mean, one of the kind of the best players in South America, known for honestly slowing down the pace.
Right.
You know, used to play a lot more aggressive, I think, with Jae-Yun in some ways, but also was a lot more aggressive in the fact that because he had to kind of camp in your face. Now with a weapon like Chakram and Sword, you're able to kind of wean back a little bit and really bide your time. Ooh, that's a pretty
big
punish.
whip. Okay. Yus doesn't get a lot off of that though, which is kind of unorthodox from uncanny for him, but either way, he still has pretty decent stage
Esse
positioning.
downlight ali, mano, tipo, oh.
And at least for a moment.
Oh, there we go. Big conversion coming out from Yus there, throwing out those, you know, split recoveries. Not going to be KOing nearly as easily as they used to before, but really does set up for these juggles, and it's so hard to punish, right?
Yeah,
you can just throw it out and then fade away, and you know, Wes gets what, one neutral air? Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, let's also watch for burn dodges too, right? Like that's such a big crux of this type of matchup here. We saw Wes take the hit on first interaction, then dodge after the fact. There's no Chakram in hand here, so Wes can just kind of take the damage.
All right, and now things extremely even here, but Yus does not have a weapon. Wes kind of sitting by the side, trying to see how he can close out this stock. And maybe he'll be able to find the grab cancel delay. He's not going to find the
É porque ali, pessoal, caso você não saiba, o sleep do Yus, aqueles 3 pontinhos de exclamação estavam no máximo. Se o Wes conseguisse colocar qualquer ataque que jogasse o Yus um pouco mais pra fora e ele não conseguisse chegar perto da parede, ele não ia conseguir voltar, porque quando você tá com 3 pontos de exclamação, você não recupera nenhum recurso, a não ser que você toque, né, basicamente aí no stage, né, não na parede não conta, né. Enfim, não tenho certeza se você recupera se você acerta o seu oponente, mas eu acho que é só quando, enfim, não lembro direito agora, perdão. Mas vamos continuar, vai.
Let's see. Once again, Yus, I was telling you, really good at slowing down the pace here. Tries to get that punish, can't get on the stage quick enough. Wanted to get that down here to carry Wes up and scoop him to a potential conversion, but instead, gonna kind of be floating around Wes, waiting for him to whiff something and then go ahead and try to secure the punish there.
Yeah, I mean, the South American players are nothing if not patient, right? Which is kind of weird because I consider Wes one of the more aggressive players of this region. So being met with that level of intense neutral can sometimes be a challenging experience if you're Wes.
Yeah, especially against someone like Yus who, like, man, he has some of the best defensive movement in the game, right? And so it's like, even though I'd like to be aggressive, when your opponent's defense is just that strong, sometimes you have to be a little bit more thoughtful about finding your openings.
Let's see. Quick little two-piece off stage.
Wow.
Yus was jockeying for position there, but Wes just clips out of it on the way up.
All right, let's see. Can we get something meaningful here? I mean, only very slight damage lead here, and an attempt read from Use is not going to garner much, but has positioning and the damage lead still.
Okay. That was like really, really awkward overlap between two players, and neither of them were super confident to push a button there. See, though, Use...
Mano, como é que o Yus fez esse... Tá fazendo esse comeback assim? Eu não percebi, velho. O dano que o Wes já tava, caramba.
We really didn't get a lot of the Chakram to talk about.
And I mean, that's kind of wondering why we're not seeing that. But you have the same affordances.
Não imagino mudança de player não, pessoal, de Legend, tá? No máximo, assim, ainda acho bem improvável, tá? Rayman da parte do Wes, mas acho que não, acho que ele é muito consistente de Tesca pra trocar de personagem. Nossa senhora.
So nice on this Legend, right? Like, it did under 100 damage in that first game. Maybe we can get a little bit more out of him here.
Yeah, now these Chakrams starting to cook up here.
Oh my
Beautiful
God, okay.
read with the down sig as well. Covers a good amount of dodge options there, and Use really pulling ahead. Gets the recovery, not going to be enough, but if he's able to catch the landing on the dodge...
Yeah, that was close. That would have KO'd too, I think, in positioning.
I think so too. Definitely worth going for there, even though he didn't end up securing the knockout. I mean, Wes still on the back foot, but trying to answer back now.
Okay, Wes can't get the action started. Still pushes off stage. Kind of puts himself in a reversal situation, but makes the most out of it. Gravity cancel does whip once again.
Oh, but can't line up the hit before he gets the dodge back, and then just completely mismanages his movement options off stage.
Yeah,
I'm
really not sure what Use was cooking up there. It was something fierce, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait until this stock to see maybe what Use was plotting over on the right side.
Keeping the Fuse Chakram here, recognizing he only needs one hit. Gonna split it up anyway, so he can get a bit more, I guess, you know, chances to fade away in case he misses. But
right.
I mean, look, Wes is not throwing out these hitboxes. If that was a Fuse side air, though, that would have been the stock.
100%, 100%. But you do get to do it the old-fashioned way with the sword, and Use hardly touched on the second stock, so it's practically even.
All right, looking to rack up the damage with the Chakrams yet again. We did see him get at least one 5-piece string earlier on in that first stock. Oh, and he gets the dodge here as well. Huge damage.
Yeah, that's a big window as well. Wes burned a dodge there, but Use just didn't want to pull the trigger on trying to shark the landing.
Oh, it fades away with the recovery. Russ can't punish it.
Yep.
The boost just doesn't have the range. It has the speed, but not the range. All right,
waiting for one of these gravity cancel signatures that Wes is so known for. Basically just side switching and promoting an edge guard. Haven't really seen any of those connect on the side of Wes so far.
Yeah, I mean, when Use is whiff punishing you as hard as he is, right?
Yeah.
It makes you that much more scared to kind of go for a YOLO sig, because you're like, man, I want to put myself even further behind. But, I mean, Wes trying to pick his moments carefully here. Use now with the Fuse Chakram trying to throw out some hits and honestly getting whiff punished for it. There we go. Fuse side air, the weapon throw forces out the dodge, a chance for a ground pound. Doesn't go for it. I think that would have been a great moment to let that go. You know Wes doesn't have a dodge.
Use is so patient. It's crazy. Like, I feel like any other player just completely goes for an attack as soon as you see Wes make that move and miss with it, and Use just takes another half beat to just wait, find his perfect opening, force the edge guard once again. And you can see it, the damage is starting to spread out a little bit right here. Recovery doesn't find its mark. Use just looking for the one opening.
Yeah, and Use perfectly fine with just, you know, inching closer and closer toward that knockout, right? If you get the recovery and it knocks out, cool. If not, he's cool with just neutralizing 100 times. Eventually, it will KO. But we do have the Chakrams in hand again. Start throwing out some YOLO recoveries. There's one.
Yep.
Doesn't connect, maybe another. Or even a side air fused should do it. Oh, but gets caught by the down sig.
This is what I expect out of a player like Wes, right? He just kind of eventually gets in your head and finds these signatures that look like they should not work, but they do.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's kind of a stark difference between these two styles of player. Use isn't someone that just lets the sig rip really on any character that I've ever seen him play. You know, throwing out that down sig on Priya on Chakram is a very popular option. You can get rid of the stock pretty fast. But as far as the amount of sigs Use has been successfully able to land, I think it's been one side sig on Chakrams and one down sig on Chakrams, and that's been it.
Let's see, though. Just like that, Wes is extending this lead ever so slightly. Recovery does cover a lot, but it's still not enough damage, especially with Wes that low below the stage to get it off the top KO.
Yeah, you know, with the amount of attempts for a ceiling knockout here, I'm like, maybe a different stage would be better for this. Okay, there we go.
Finally
Sidelight.
does get there. Yeah, I mean, didn't really matter at that point if it were fused or split. But Use does get the job done on that stock. He's got his work cut out for him, though, on this stock. And it looks like Wes is in pretty strong position with the gauntlet pickup now.
Okay, and Wes not burning the dodge. They're just holding on to it. That's going to be a punish. Wow, I love the extra patience from Use. Not immediately trying to counterpunch, but waiting for that end light from Wes instead. And then he gets more damage because of it. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Gravity Cancel splits up the chakrams.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a bit more of an extended punish, just kind of from
Oh, he
ground
caught
line to the
that?
ceiling. Wait, hang on. Burn dodge. Okay.
I guess he must have touched the floor before he got that end light, though. Bit of lucky break for Wes.
This is such scary macro positioning. We'll go over it after this
Oh my
stock,
God,
but
got
I am
dodge again.
shocked that Wes is
That's
playing
it.
the same. Yeah, he has nothing, right? No resources left.
Has to touch.
Dodges it. Oh,
Perfect.
I love that.
Caraca, velho, esse recovery do Chakram. Chakram separado ali sobe muito pouco, perigoso. Tudo bem que não ia ter muito o que fazer, né? Mas imagina se o Wes acerta, sei lá, um down air ali e volta com X dodge, tá ligado? Nossa, cancelava o recovery do Yuzi e era Deus. Vamos tá dando uma olhadinha de novo, vai.
Then he couldn't actually get the wall touch afterward. You can see it right here. He gets sent super far, tries to dodge, and then, you know, he pulls back, is unable to get the touch. So well played.
Bora lá.
Bringing that one out. I mean, 2-0 in the set right now. Wes has had close games every single time, but hasn't been able to close it up.
Yeah, and this is for grand finals, by the way, folks. So going into this game 3, I represent, you were kind of getting at stage selections. I think
Yes.
if Wes wins this game, I don't want to speak too soon, I would think we change stages for the point that you brought up. The ceiling KOs are just not there for Use.
And there we go. Okay, tries to go for the down air here. It's not going to work. I mean, Wes getting caught by the recovery, but I mean, we'll see if maybe Wes can bring this one back. I mean, Use has been playing a very slow, calculated game, and it's been working completely in his favor. I honestly, if I'm Use, I'm just keeping my game plan exactly the way I've been doing it. You know, it's been enough.
It is crazy. Like, you really can see the shades, as Wes actually is the one to get first strike here, but you really can see the shades of Jaeyoon, like, in this playstyle, right? The step backs are so clean, right? He's not overcommitting to some moves. Because I think he's lived that life with the greatsword, being like, you know, I don't want to get whip punished when my buttons are long like that.
Exactly.
So I'm going to take my time, and then if I can find my opening, if it takes 100 recoveries, it takes 100 recoveries, but I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, there's very few people that kind of play like that. I think kind of someone else who would do that, but he would be playing a high-strength legend like Teros, where you're using Axe and Light to KO. It's still going to KO at a decent range, right? Whereas Sword and Chakrams, unless you're using the Fuse Chakram, it's gonna take quite a bit longer. And so we'll see. I mean, Wes almost lapping Use in this game number 3, though. So maybe I take back what I said earlier. Maybe now's the time you got to start changing up the game plan. Because once you start falling this far behind, you can't just keep doing more of what isn't working.
Yeah, this is always the big question, right? Is a lot of what we've been commenting on so far is Use playing with a lead, or at least playing like at parity with Wes. We haven't really seen as significant of a lead from Wes as we are right now. Let's see if Use can close up the edge guard. Does get the recovery,
Why
but it's not going to KO. Yeah,
I'm like surprised because I'm like, the dodge is burned from Wes, so the mix-up is not potent. But Use opting to go for these recoveries instead of just securing the knockout with the ground pound is a bit perplexing to me, and it's giving more opportunity for Wes to build even larger of a lead going into the final stock here of Use in this game number 3. But he does still have at least 2 games to work with. So,
for sure.
You know, can try to make whatever adjustments he'd like. Trying to get that side light, that's not going to be enough. The fused end light also not going to be enough. Maybe going to throw out a recovery here just for the sake of it. Nope, going for the end light again. It's not going to connect. Another end light finally just punches him in the face with Chakram. Finally get that first stock, and then we're going to split to the fused version to go ahead and try to rack up some damage.
Yeah, but Wes did get an aerial on the way out. I think all of these hits are rather significant,
I
right?
agree.
Like, so like we are really seeing, and I don't want to say like one game is enough data for us to be like, oh, Use washed ? I don't know, but like the game plan is kind of getting exposed a little bit because Use is so far behind in this match. Like, what are his comeback tools with Priya?
Yeah, I think that's a great thing worth mentioning because Priya doesn't like really have, you know, across both weapons a signature that's going to do anything too crazy to you. Maybe Sword and Sig can sometimes be a little surprising, but otherwise, hold on, maybe get an edge guard?
It could be. Yeah, but this is split though, right? So a lot of the aerials that you're going to get are going to kind of drag back up and create more of those ceiling KOs that we talked about, which was a bit of a gap in this playstyle so far.
But hold on, I mean, Yuz is winning these exchanges and getting meaningful damage. I mean, if he's able to get into this final stock, only being around the orange, I think that's actually a winnable position to come back from. And right there, could have gone for the down tick off the initial side light, wanted a little bit more extra damage, I respect it. But even here, I'd probably be mashing down tick a little bit more liberally, because I think it'll still just catch West, because he's diving in like this. But instead,
it's tough. Yeah, you do not want to give West an opening like this. He's out of here. Okay, West on the board for sure. And I think
eles estão comentando aqui, pessoal, do Yuz, né, escolher um mapa diferente, principalmente porque a Priya, num geral, não tem um potencial muito grande de KO na vertical, né? Da KO lá pra cima do mapa. Em alguns momentos ali o recovery de Sword não tava dando KO. E muito menos o recovery de Chakram separado vai dar KO, porque ele sobe muito pouco e tem uma force bem baixa, né? Muito difícil de dar KO, tem que estar com um dano muito alto. Então eles estavam conversando sobre ele fazer uma mudança de mapa. Porque um mapa que é muito alto, a Priya não vai ter uma vantagem clara, tá ligado? Pra você conseguir tirar proveito. Agora, a gente tá no Miami Dome, que não é um mapa tão alto e tem plataformas altas, já é uma coisa assim, temos algo, tá ligado? Vamos ver o que vai dar.
Sega dodge up from West, gonna get him out of harm's way. Nice retaliatory cider at a disadvantage, and West. Oh my god.
Crazy whips from both sides. I'm shocked that the gravity cancel attempt didn't hit, and somehow they're still just threading the needle between the both of them.
Oh, no attempted punish from Yuz there as well. Could have maybe gone for the recovery, but didn't want to risk it. And there we go, comes in with the Endlight. And there's a lot of scenarios here where, you know, I think before a Sword player would be much more confident for going for the D-Light, but now that it's a little bit slower, we're seeing the Endlight come out way more from Yuz, which is kind of why some of these stocks are lasting as long as they are, right? That lack of confidence in these scenarios.
Okay, off stage, Wes, maybe with the ground pound. Oh, sinks underneath and goes for the recovery. I love that. Wes has been going a lot of these top to bottom edge guard routes, trying to go for the bottom blast zone. Mixes it up right there, and just as I say it, Yuz evens the stocks right back up.
Really spooked in there. I too was like, man, I gotta dodge this ground pound that's coming, and then you get hit by the recovery and KO'd off the top. You're like, damn, you got me, bro. That was great. Smart play.
Very, very evenly matched. We did see in the head-to-head, these two have played a ton of matches against each other. It's like a combined 70 or something along those lines.
Like 67-ish, you know? It's like a wild amount. And you can see in the way that they're playing. I mean, look how even things are right now. West with a beautiful punish on these chakrams. And, you know, trying to juggle the chakrams in the same way that he's being juggled, right? Getting right under and then trying to fight back. But you do have to watch for the reversal option in that split chakram down air, right? You get caught by that, could be a bad time.
I'm kind of surprised that Wes is hopping around on the soft platforms also, right? Like, you're almost inviting Yuz to go for one of his win cons, and you see like a quick little string from Yuz evens up the damage right now at 2 stocks apiece.
Oh my God.
Just like that, it reverses around. Yuz
Ai, esse dare doeu muito.
I think at some point in there, Yuz snuck in.
Vale constar, dare muito forte.
Ups when he went for the down air, it was the fuse down air, and you could see how quickly Wes disappeared by getting hit by that fuse down air.
See, now Wes maybe gluing his feet a little bit more towards the floor. Does find the movement resources off of that soft platform. I mean, it goes both ways, right?
Oh, this is going to be a close one here. Yuz trying to close out this set. Wes making it difficult. Going to be starving Yuz. Nope. Yuz does manage to pick up a sword. Has been racking up most of his damage on these stocks with the split chakrams. But hey, this sword also proving to be perfectly fine at holding its own against these gauntlets from Wes. I mean, look at this retaliatory punishes, but Wes answering back.
Oh, the chase dodge forward again. I think we're starting to see some more shades of Wes's aggression. The question is, has he run out of time in his winner's bracket, right? He needs to win this game right now to force the game 5.
Yeah, I mean, the scary thing is, despite the fact that we're watching Yuz get, you know, these slices here and there, chakrams are kind of like guitars. They don't do that much damage for each individual hit, so you're going to have to hit Wes that many more times. And he's inching, but, you know, Wes with those battle boots, you get a
He didn't
good
pick the weapon up. Oh my God, that's actually such a huge implication. Wes didn't get the weapon pickup.
And he's moving anyway. I'll put it up. Finally gets caught, though. The weapon spawned like a millisecond too late.
Yeah.
You know, Wes could have had that, but it doesn't matter. Has the gauntlets back in hand, and honestly isn't trailing too far behind. And this is Tezca we're talking about. You get caught by a signature at this damage range, and that could just be the stock, so you're just going to have to be careful.
Oh, misrecovery, Wes.
Nossa, perigoso.
Is the ground pound okay? And it's just over?
Caramba, velho. Aquele recovery ali acabou com tudo.
maybe I'm bugging, but I was looking at Yuz and I'm like, you could have jumped, I think, at the end there. Like, I was looking, it's hard because it happened so fast, right? But I'm looking in the magnifying glass and I don't see the animation of Priya being in hit stun. But maybe it was just like really close. Cause I'm like, I swear you could be mashing jump or recovery to get one more attempt to get back here, but maybe it was just that optimal damage range here. Oh no.
Oh, he was sweat beating.
Yeah,
before.
he was. He got hit by the ground pound right before he touched.
I'll be honest, yeah, because
Quinto jogo. Tá tendo quinto jogo em todos os sets que eu tô vendo, mano.
What's his mix-up gonna be for the edge guard? I didn't even notice that Yuz ran out of movement as well. And just like that, we're gonna be in game 5. This is crazy. Reverse 3-0 potentially?
Yeah, it just might be. I mean, only time will tell. It's a great start for you so far. I mean, the Priya has been looking good, but just not commanding at any moment, right? Every game that Yuz has won, he's kind of just inched his way closer and closer to victory and then played a very consistent, solid game. Whereas Wes has been able to find moments to have these burst options that swing the tides. And so if Yuz can just get even one play like that, I think that'll be enough for him to win the set and guarantee himself a spot in the grand finals. But it just has not been going that way.
Yeah, for sure. I think the comparison you made of the Chakram to Katars, I feel like is really on point too. Like when the weapon first came out, I remember even looking at it and I was like, oh, it's Katars but up. Yeah. And I'm like, cool. But I think just if we were to look at if there was a stat of like damage per engagement, right, which I think we do have in some capacity at some point from the Brawlhalla staff, it seems like Wes is edging out for the most part, or at least getting a little bit more damage because of just the nature of his weapon kit that he has on the Legend.
And we can see here, I mean, the Saisk is going to come out from Priya. Huge punch from West. Maybe a ground pound. No. Isn't going to try to be too greedy here. And as I say that,
he got greedy.
Yep. And gets smacked in the face for it, you know? But, like, I get it. Because if you get the stock there, you're going to have a 3-1 lead. That's a hefty stock. Instead, you know, you still have a lead. But there's something to be said, I think, about, like, having a damage lead but having the same stocks.
Oh, hang on.
I mean, we're even now.
Just
like
was
that.
Listening for a second. He said, you want to see damage per engagement? Allow me to show you for a second.
Oh, huge Chakram damage coming out there from Yuz. That's exactly the string he needed to come back into this match. Oh, okay. Oh, delayed dodge down.
Oh, and that disarm too. That's pretty huge. Yuz does pick up the sword.
Legend spawn.
Yep, not finding too much more after that. Sneaks away with the boots though. Steals him straight from the shop.
Yeah, gonna need maybe one more hit. Okay, there we go. Now a D-Light recovery should be enough to knock out. Goes for it immediately.
Off stage. What does Wes do again? Whoa. Look, I love these dip downs. Again, he's just been conditioning Yuz on these. I'm going to crash down on top of you. I'm going to go for the ground pounds. And then when I establish the mix-up, I can get a recovery KO. It didn't work that time, though.
Wow, you actually got the punish there. Does the side sig off the stage to use the effects of gravity to make it a little bit harder to get the punish, but Wes able to place that boot side air in time. Yuz now behind. You just need to get that D-Light recovery. Okay, straight recovery is going to be enough. This is as close as it can be. I mean, Yuz, you know, we've seen him be able to get some of the strings, right? You know,
we have.
Racks up a lot of damage, but when it comes to securing that knockout, Homeboy's taking his time. I'm not going to hold you up.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's last stock here. Oh, okay. Ran out of movement.
Yeah, good damage, though.
It really feels like Yuz has, like, immediately addressed the problem that we brought up, where you're like, oh, I don't think your Chakrams are getting enough damage. And then he's like, okay, I'm just going to get really long strings now instead.
Yes,
you know?
yes. And then it's like, oh, it's KO time, and he's swapping over to sword and going for recovery. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's not a bad option. You know, but we're not seeing aggressive edge guards, really.
Oh, splits it. Okay, that is a bit of a window for Wes to get a hit in.
Okay, just gets 2 hits and backs off. I respect it, you know?
And once again, this is the problematic positioning I talked about in an earlier game on Miami Dome. Wes is kind of just hanging out on these soft platforms, allowing Yuz to get the vertical space that Chakram really wins off of.
Oh, careful here if you use perfectly timed dodge around the ground pound. Has a reversal opportunity, is unable to find the hit.
Okay.
Has to split Chakram as well.
Hang on.
Split him up, split him up. Split him up.
He doesn't want to find the opening. Oh, he has to get the hitbox with it.
Oh my God, I cannot believe
nothing hit
yeah,
from
that was
either
crazy.
side.
Okay, opportunity for a punish, not going to be taken. Goes for the side air.
Bit of desperation, though, coming out of both sides. The signature's used.
Not enough, not enough.
It disarmed.
Recovery, you need to catch the landing.
How do you land?
Oh, he just lets him touch the floor.
Oh,
and
okay.
Weapon throw, gonna pick it up. Falling side air? No, we're gonna go back to stage.
We know Yuz is gonna go for the step back. Okay, it's always right there.
Caraca, mano, eu tô suando aqui, bicho. Muito doido, ele vai pra Grand Finals. E a gente vai estar acompanhando mais pra frente, tá bom? Um beijo e até o próximo vídeo. Tchau, tchau. Até amanhã.